Friends, 1459 days of war between Russia and Ukraine and 134 days of so called peace between Hamas and Israel. Israel is continuing its mass scale destruction of whatever is left over in Gaza Strip. Yesterday, it also bombed Bekaa in eastern Lebanon. In Syria, Trump said openly that President of Syria is a rough guy and who he essentially put there is doing a phenomenal job. Can one ask who the hell is he to interfere in Syria, Venezuela, and most of the other countries, Bangladesh, Pakistan, to install his own puppets? As far as Iran is concerned, it seems that US and Israel are preparing to strike Iran on short time. There is information that a version of Mi 28 from Russia has been acquired by Iran and which is able to counter drones. And another one, not in favor of Iran by any chance, that 1 billion Iranian rials is equivalent to only 735 US dollar. What has caused this? In Russian-Ukrainian war in southern zone in Zaporizhia, Russians took over Krymyknoe and advanced almost 5 kilometers west of Hulyai-Pol. Ukrainian counterattacks here was not successful. Fight is on in Kamyansky region near Primorsky and Stepnogorsk. Further east in Hulyai-Pol front, Russians made gains towards Tarnovat-Kosivtsev front. Ukrainian counterattacks was successful further south or Dobropilya area, which is northwest of Hulyai-Pol. Going to adjacent in north, that is Dnipro, Petrovsk, Zaporizhia border, Ukrainians gained in Veliko-Mikhailivka sector and took over Sosnivka. In Novopavlivka area, Ukrainians gained in north of the establishment while Russians are still holding in southern part and advanced north of Ivanivsky. Pokrovsk, Konstantinivka, Slovyansk area. In Soledar-Siversk region, Russians advanced Minkivka, Praivilya, Nikiforivka front. Northeast area, that is Lyman, Russians advanced to Lyman from east and north from Stavki direction and northwest from Yarova and Swatohirsk direction. In Kupiansk, fight for the city and the bridgehead, which is east of Oskil River, is continuing. In north of Kupiansk, Russians have small number of troops still existing and fighting in Radkivka and Kondrashivka. Russians extended their control zone in Moskovka area. In eastern bank of Oskil River, Russians made some gains adjacent to Petropavlivka forest areas. Fight for Peshane continuing. North of Kharkov, that is Volchansk region, battle for forest areas in Volchansk region continuing. Russians advance in Khatin sector. Sumy, minor gains for the Russians on several fronts and fight is on in Krasnopol and Glukho districts. Heavy interdiction missions continuing from both sides. Russians hit targets in Kharkiv, Sumy, Mykolaiv, Zaporizhia, Odessa, Poltava, while Ukrainians hit targets in Sevastopol at a bigger scale, Krasnodar, Belgorod. More than 200 UAVs were used. Most importantly, Ukrainians struck Votkinsk plant in Udmurtia Republic, which is in Eastern Europe. This plant is 1500 kilometers from the nearest border in Ukraine and was hit with missiles and drones. This plant produces Iskander missiles and Topol ICBMs. This, I am sure, does not exist as far as the Russian Federation's or their ruling class is concerned, red line. Peace does not seem to be forthcoming either in Russian-Ukraine war or in Middle East. That includes even Gaza Strip. The so-called Board of Peace is a bad joke against the Palestinians' rights, their lives, and their future. Well, that brings an end to my talk, and my video still remains under semi restrictions. So I hope you put some comments. Thank you.